I love the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, and I talk about it a lot on my channel and also in real life. So with that in mind, I have a lot of opinions about this franchise, so let's kind of get into a couple of Sonic the Hedgehog hot takes that I have for you guys in today's video. Now this one might not be a hot take, but I'm not really a huge fan of the game Shadow the Hedgehog. You see, I love the idea of a Shadow the Hedgehog game. In concept, in theory, it sounds like a perfect idea. He's one of the most popular Sonic the Hedgehog characters. I believe at this point in time, he's the second most popular and has been for a very long time now. And with that in mind, it only makes sense that you'd get some kind of spin-off game later down the line when it comes to this series, and he did, but for whatever reason, it's just not as fun as I would like it to be, and the whole concept is kinda eh. When I first heard about this game when I was around 7 or something years old, I really wanted it, and because my parents were super strict on the ESRB rating, I couldn't have it since, you know, it was E10 and up. But eventually when I did finally get my hands on it, I think I forced myself to really enjoy it because it was Shadow the Hedgehog. But looking back at it, and even now, this game is super odd. You see, I think this game really tried extremely hard to make Shadow the Hedgehog an edgy character, when in actuality, I really don't think he was an edgy character before. I think he was just someone who was pretty mysterious and dark, but not exactly trying to be edgy. I mean, just by looking at the box art, it just kind of screams, I'm trying too hard to be cool. And I really don't like that because Shadow didn't have to try to be cool in Sonic Adventure 2 or earlier Sonic games. He just was. I mean, if you look at some of his older lines, they may have been a little cheesy, like this one, for example.
I'm the coolest.
But even then, that kind of proves my point even more that Shadow wasn't an edgy character. This is not a line an edgy character would say. This is just a line that Shadow would say. And I think Shadow, like I said before, is dark, but I don't think he's edgy. Characters like Infinite, that is an edgy character. And just to clarify, I don't think being edgy is a bad thing, I just don't think that's what Shadow is. Oh, and also while I'm at it, I might as well mention that I really don't like the idea of Shadow the Hedgehog having a gun. It just screams, again, I'm trying too hard to be cool. I think a reason why I really didn't like this is just because I don't think Shadow the Hedgehog needs a gun. He's a very strong character, if not one of the strongest in the entire series. So giving him a gun is just kind of, I don't know, pointless. Not to mention the fact that I feel like all the promotional art was just trying to get all the cool, edgy kids to get the game just because, you know, Shadow was holding a gun and the lighting was dark and mysterious or whatever. I don't know, to me it just felt like a really weird effort of trying to make Shadow the Hedgehog something that he wasn't. And this is a perfect example of what Shadow the Hedgehog isn't, at least in my opinion. Let's move on to take number 2 of mine. Sonic Riders is a very cool concept, but honestly, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing did it better. Sonic Riders is really cool to me because I feel like if you asked me do I love these games, I would say absolutely. They're amazing, they're awesome, they're so much fun. And while I'm not lying in saying that, I do believe that in my head, the game is much better than when I actually play it. And that includes both Riders and Zero Gravity. I wish I can comment on Free Riders, but I haven't played that game in a long time and I don't really have an interest in it. However, when it comes to Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, now, I will admit, I don't really like the idea of this as much as I like Sonic Riders just because I love the idea of Sonic being unique, standing out on its own, because there are so many kart racing games out there that I would really love for Sonic to be the one to stand out among all of them. And with Sonic Riders, he did just that. But Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing is going into the mold rather than trying to go against it. With that said though, I do believe that All-Stars Racing is a better racing game than that of Sonic Riders, and although I would love to see them go back to the Riders formula and try to perfect it and make it even more fun than it was before, and possibly even more fun than All-Stars Racing, at this point in time I have to say that All-Stars Racing just did it better. But even then, I think we can all agree that both of these series did it a lot better than Team Sonic Racing. My next Sonic hot take is one that I think actually a lot of people can get behind, and it's that Sonic and the Black Knight is a peak Sonic game in theory, however in practice, it's not as fun as people make it out to be. Sonic and the Black Knight probably has my favorite iteration of Sonic. This time period really understood the character and portrayed him in the best way possible. This is the character that I really like for Sonic, the way he acts, the way he carries himself, the way he treats other people. This is my Sonic. I love it. Not to mention, I think the lessons learned as well as the entirety of the story itself is pretty awesome too. I feel like oftentimes when I speak on behalf of Sonic and the Black Knight, and even most people, I don't think I'm the only one that does this, is that we often talk only about the story and Sonic's characterization, and we really don't talk all that much about the gameplay itself. And I think that's the most important part here. I think that Sonic and the Black Knight is a really good Sonic game in terms of telling a story and delivering different kinds of character portrayals. However, when it comes to actually being a game itself, I think it's just average. It's definitely not the best Sonic game, nor is it one that I recommend to a newcomer to the franchise, because I feel like this game doesn't really do a good job at showing you what Sonic can do, in terms of the gameplay anyway. I personally think it's a fun game, but I don't think it's the most fun Sonic game, and actually, like I said before, I think it's just average. I think I have a good time with it every now and then when I play it, but it's not a game I can play on a consistent basis. My next hot take I'll keep short and sweet. I think that Amy should definitely have powers. Now, let's go back to Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, for example. This indicated that Amy Rose had the powers of invisibility. For a brief amount of time in this game, Amy could disappear and hide her presence from enemies, attacking them from behind, and they wouldn't even notice. I like that Amy had a power in Sonic 06 because it made her unique. You see, because before, when it came to the other Sonic characters, when you think about them, a lot of them already have some sort of special ability or special move that they can do. Like Sonic can go fast, for example, Tails can fly, and Knuckles has super strength. And Amy is just kind of left out because she is like the core 4 Sonic character, and all she really has is a hammer. And yeah, that's a super strong hammer, but it would be really nice to have her actually have some sort of ability of her own, something that she can only do. It not only makes me upset that this ability of hers is often forgotten, but she also should be a character that's more prominent in the series. I do like how Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles are always in every single game as playable characters, basically just because, you know, it's always those three against the world, but I feel like Amy is always right there with them as well. Amy, chronologically speaking, has been there since before Tails. She's the one who met Sonic first, so it only makes sense that she'd be able to be more prominent in these characters' lives, and should also be a playable character in some other games. Like, I know me personally, I was really hoping for Amy to be playable in Sonic Origins, and the fact that that didn't happen, it's kind of upsetting, but whatever. I guess my point is that I feel like if you gave Amy powers again, like she had in Sonic 06, or even just utilized some type of new power that she had, I feel like she'd be a lot more of a valuable asset to the team, and perhaps she can make an appearance as a playable character in more Sonic games. But who really knows? My next hot take might be a bit controversial among the Sonic the Hedgehog community, but I'm not totally sure. Anyway, I think there should be no limit on who can unlock a super form or super ability. I feel like there's often an unwritten or unspoken rule that only a certain amount of characters actually can utilize a super ability with the Chaos Emeralds. Those characters really are only Sonic, Shadow, and Silver, and the three of them are all hedgehogs, and you figure that characters like Amy, since she's also a hedgehog, could also do a super form as well, but that doesn't seem to be the case. It seems like only male hedgehogs are allowed to do this, and it kind of seems a little weird to me. Like, we know Blaze also has a super form from the Soul Dimension with the Soul Emeralds, but what about other characters like Tails and Knuckles? I personally thought that in Sonic Heroes that Tails and Knuckles also unlocked a super form when Sonic gave them the ability, but that's actually not a super form, it's just a super ability, which I think is kind of different. I feel like just about any character who's able to tap into the potential of all 7 Chaos Emeralds should be able to have a super form, and it definitely shouldn't be exclusive to just the 3 main hedgehogs and Blaze the cat. I feel like Dr. Eggman should also have a super form. Like, I think the movie did a really good job of illustrating that chaos is power, and I feel like power should be within the user, and anyone can be the user. It doesn't have to only just be Sonic and Shadow and Silver. It should be just about anyone in this series. Now, this last take I have here in today's video might be the hottest one among the bunch. Sonic Forces is not as bad as made out to be. I think a lot of the hate for Sonic Forces comes from the fact that we all wanted more from it. Now, by no means am I saying that Sonic Forces is a good game, but this game is not bad. It's not horrible. It's not the worst thing ever. I think it's just a little bland. It's just a little boring. We all saw that CGI trailer with Sonic chasing after these giant Death Egg robots, and I think a lot of us were like extremely excited because this was like gonna be a big dark Sonic game with all these dark themes and everything like that, and we're gonna go back to those deep-seated stories of the franchise, but it kind of bewildered us. We kind of threw us off because this was set up to be a lot more climactic than the game actually had it be, and it's upsetting for sure, but I don't think that's what makes the game bad, and I don't even think the gameplay is all that bad. I think it's just really easy. I think there really is no, actual challenge to this game, and for that reason I don't think it's bad. I just, again, think it's kind of boring. So I feel like a lot of the Sonic Forces hate train from the Sonic the Hedgehog fanbase anyway, probably comes from a state of disappointment. We all wanted this game to be bigger and better than it was supposed to be, and when it came out, we were disappointed, so a lot of us slandered it and basically said it was the worst Sonic game ever made, when that's just simply not true. It's definitely on the totem pole of one of my least favorite Sonic games, but I don't think it's as bad as everyone makes it out to be. But ladies and gentlemen, those were just a few of my hottest Sonic the Hedgehog takes. Now I want to hear yours in the comment section down below, because I would like to make that into a video. I want to talk about your Sonic the Hedgehog hottest takes and see what you guys have to say, and also give my thoughts on them as well. And of course, also while you're at it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe on the video if you enjoyed it, because I would really appreciate it, and it goes a super long way. But anyway, now's a great time to shout out my legendary channel members. These guys are awesome. Thank you all so much for supporting me and creating the best possible content that I can create. Videos like these and more would not be possible without you. You guys are truly the best. If you're interested in becoming a member of my channel, there'll be a link in the description down below. But if you want to support through other means, I have a merch store, and you guys can check out all sorts of Sonicsta swag, whether it be hoodies, hats, t-shirts, you name it, we got it. The link will be in the description for that as well. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. This is Sonicsta signing out. Have a super blessed day, y'all.
Why are you playing that trash?